When was the last time you finished a show that had a profound impact on you? Did it make you think deeply about yourself? In this video, I wanted to share my experience with the latest show that finished after airing for 10 whole years, and that is with Attack on Titan. Now, with Attack on Titan, starting off with the animations, it's flawless, animated by Studio, which was an incredible experience with Studio. And MAPPA taking over the production of Attack on Titan was a huge changing point, and it made the fight scenes and the fight and emotions, it made the show more impactful and has put more punch into the experience with Attack on Titan. It was so cool when Levi was springing all his moves, going up against Eren. The scene where Levi punches his he punches his rocket ship onto Eren. The animation was so fire. The finale was flawless. And then Mikasa coming in with the final hit was major plot. The voice acting was flawless throughout the show, and it delivered with pure excellency. I can see that through the animation and through the show that a lot of people put a lot of effort into making Attack on Titan the best show there is, like none other. The music-wise was phenomenal. It even shakes my bones to the core of how good the music synchronizes with the story, dialogues, and fights. Flawless. And there were some familiar songs that played in the early days of Attack on Titan that came back into the finale, and it was really awesome. And the voice acting, especially for Armin in the scene where he was talking to himself inside the Titan, it was phenomenal.
本当に地獄が好きなんだな、エレン。いや、最後までとことん付き合ってやるよ。
I look back with empathy with Armin because he feels guilty of being the one to be saved instead of Erwin, who was the captain of the Survey Corps, and he felt like he wasn't worthy of that kind of power, and it was a huge pressure on Armin to carry on the torch. He was frustrated with himself that there's some things that he could have done more to help with such things, help all of them with the Marlians and stopping Eren. The voice acting for Armin when he cried for desperation, wanting to be useful, and didn't want to be a burden to all of them, even though they all didn't see Armin as a burden, but he sees that of himself and his insecurity of not being worthy of their trust, which made him even more guilty. And you can just tell that by the power of the voice for Armin. It was flawless. The story is so good! It tells a profound story that involves loss, friendships, betrayal, revenge, and yes, even tackles on touchy subjects such as racism with Marlians and Eldians. Getting on to Eren's reasoning, I see Eren's point and perspective on why he's doing the things that he's doing. He wanted to have a better future for his friends, his people. He did what he thought and felt like was the answer. I mean, is there anything better? Let's put it like this. If the whole entire world is against you and your family and your friends, and you're like the only people who are going to be eradicated while the world around you rests in peace, and you and your family will die. You and your family will die. People you love will die, including you. And you're just gonna sit back and die and not fight back? For the sake of what? All your family means as a tool for peace? In my opinion, it is a selfish reasoning to bring out genocide throughout the whole world to protect your friends and family. I wouldn't say it's wrong, it's not right, but what can you do? What can you do? What can you do in that position? And since Eren has the power to do that, he wanted to embark his friends with freedom, of being free. The scene where Mikasa chopping off Eren's head was flawless. The animation, the music stopped, which made the moment so powerful. And plus with the silence, made it even more powerful. I don't know if this is relevant, but when Armin punched Eren. When Armin talked about Mikasa finding another person and be happy, Eren started to be like, "Oh no, I want Mikasa to be my one and only. That's not true. I love Mikasa, but don't tell her, okay?" Which was a awkwardly and surprisingly 180 on Eren. I just thought that was funny. I don't know why that's funny, but that's just funny to me. And then as Eren and Armin kept talking, Eren pointed out that he wiped out 80% of humanity, which was hugely surprising of how much damage he has done to the world. And seeing how Armin figuring out how they can get out of the situation and finding another solution, Armin was reminded that he was the one who showed Eren about the ocean. And then this final proposal to Eren was impactful. Armin realizes that there's no realistic way they can get out of the situation. Armin accepts everything that happens up until now. Even with Eren killing 80% of humanity, Armin proposes that he and Eren will be together. And hell, "We did this" was the most powerful words. We did this. Even though I think in the moments that they've been together all their lives together, and the idea of them being together, the fact that Armin is willing to be with Eren forever, even in hell, which was an emotional moment to take in, and knowing that Armin is the kind of friend who is a ride or die person you want to be friends with and cherish. After Armin getting his memories back, seeing him cry after everything they've been together, seeing Eren's head was heartbreaking and so sad. Not just because it's over, but he knew what was going to happen, of what he had to do. And the result wasn't as easy to tackle. It was coming, but it wasn't easy to take in. And I'm like sitting and watching, and I felt like this was meant to happen, but it's sad that it was meant to happen. There was no other results that could have come to this except Eren has to die. That was his fate, in order to have his friends become the heroes who slayed the villain who eradicated 80% of humanity from the world. Knowing that Eren did all of this for his friends, for the people he loves, he wanted them to be free at the cost of his own life. Even though he comes off as a dick to his friends and everyone, it all boils down to the fact that he cares about them. Armin's pain of losing a friend who was always on his side, and now Eren's dead. And it was hard to take in, hard to watch, and that shit was so powerful that it even made me tear up. The next thing was with Levi's salute, of seeing his old comrade, Ghost. They see the result that has come. Seeing how he was the last one alive from the past generations of scouts was overwhelmingly emotional. Levi completed his mission. It made me realize that this was the result. All the effort, the sacrifices, the scouts, the past generation of scouts made, this was the result of their efforts. It was the closure that Levi needed. See that this was the result. His comrades sacrifice, and Levi giving his fallen comrades one final salute before they pass on was such a beautiful closure that he needed, so he can finally live his life without any survival guilt like a lot of soldiers do. It was emotional of seeing Erwin, Hanji, and everyone saluting, of seeing how things are and then saluting. It was powerful because it meant that their effort was meaningful. It had a purpose for this result. Well done. And then the music too, with the dogs, was powerfully put in that scene. The final touch of that, of seeing Levi crying, was just the cherry on top to make a man cry like myself. And the next scene of where Mikasa sitting alone by Eren's grave, the pain of Eren dying hurts so much. It broke my heart seeing how much pain Mikasa is in, and knowing that she can never be together with Eren is so tragic and yet beautifully portrayed, because at the same time, given how the results as is, it was a perfect ending that makes sense. And yet, because it makes sense, that makes it so tragic and sad. This shows how strong Mikasa was. She's still living without Eren. Even with the pain of not being with Eren is unbearable, from my perspective, she continues to live on with that pain. Because she knows she could be happy if she forgets about Eren. But it's because she still wants to feel the pain of not being with Eren. Just shows how much strength she has and how much she loves Eren. And I think that's admirable and stoic. Hoping one day she will be with Eren forever and in the afterlife. I wanted that so much, to have Eren and Mikasa together forever. Even if it's not canon, I still want it to come true though. No doubt. This is it. No more Attack on Titan. Even though it was not the mangaka's aim to tell the story, but to me, in my perspective, Attack on Titan has left an impact on my life. It reminded me to reflect on myself. What have I been fighting for? It reminded me to fight for the right things. Do things for the people I love. Live for the things I love doing. And as Zeke says from his previous talk with Armin, we are all organisms only born to live and produce and die. What I can acknowledge is that, he's not wrong, but I agree with Armin's statement. Life isn't just about reproducing, but it's about the experience. Finding something meaningful while we are alive right now, that's the answer to the meaning of our lives. This is a stupid reason, but here's a little side tangent about myself. The joys I seek in life is connection, so I can keep talking with people with similar interests and ideas, meeting new people, talking to new people, getting to know new people. And yes, even though the risk of consequences of meeting new people, I might meet an asshole, or I meet someone who's like crazy, but that's the risk. That's the risk of putting myself out there, is I'll meet all kinds of people, but I'll also meet good people, nice people, who have similar interests and respectful. It's just about who you meet, and if that person is not to your liking, well, you can move on to the next one. Now, let's talk about the ending. As a non-manga reader, I didn't read the manga of Attack on Titan, and from what I know so far is that last year the mangaka was harassed on Twitter of people saying like the ending of Attack on Titan, and people were rioting of not being satisfied with the ending in the manga, and the author had to change the ending so it can satisfy other people's thirst for a good ending. But given how the nature of Attack on Titan is, I doubt that there will be a happy ending. And putting myself in the mangaka's shoes, I probably wouldn't want to have a happy ending, because it wouldn't make sense. It would not make sense. It would kill the masterpiece of Attack on Titan, of what it is we know. Past all the hypes and praises of Attack on Titan, for me, it was one of the most inspirational animes I have ever had the pleasure of viewing. It's been a long time since I've seen an anime that gathers people together and affects an audience on an empathetic wide scale. I just finished the final chapters a few days ago, and my god, it felt like my heart was empty. There's no more Attack on Titan. No more story. It was it. That was that. And it was emotional, so to speak, because I grew up with Attack on Titan and lived the day to see the end of it. It meant that it was an end of an era. I grew up with Attack on Titan. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get over Attack on Titan. There will be... The ending was a bittersweet ending, and you know what? I'm not complaining. I mean, I still don't like the fact that it's sad, but I accept it, you know? It is what it is. If that's the ending, then that's the ending, you know? And you know what? I accept it, and I like it. I like the ending. Even though it's bittersweet, it's appropriate for Attack on Titan. And I would like to thank all the animators, thank all the voice actors who put their heart, sweat, and tears, and endless amount of sleep deprivations and overnighters to complete this masterpiece. Given all the animations wise, voice acting wise, story wise, Attack on Titan has branched out throughout the world, and I see Attack on Titan as a masterpiece. A masterpiece that, even though it has a bittersweet ending, it's perfect. Because I think I wouldn't have a better ending for Attack on Titan than what it is now. Having the rumbling and destroying the world was a crazy idea, but it did brought people together to fight together, come alongside together, and forces people to reflect on the choices that we made. And I think that's the message that I see in Attack on Titan, which was spectacular. I'm not complaining with the ending at all. I think it was good. And other people might riot in the comments and riot in Twitter. I don't use Twitter, at least not that much. But yeah, I think it was a fantastic ending, and there was... I don't have the words to explain of how empty I feel inside, because no more Attack on Titan. It's gonna be hard to find a show that has an impact on the scale of making you reflecting on your life. I feel like only few animes that has that effect has achieved that impact. And Attack on Titan is a masterpiece because it made me reflect on myself of how much growth I have experienced and how much experience I have endured and how much things I have yet to experience. And there is more to live for and experience. Even after the series is over, I still will continue to keep moving forward like Eren Yeager. That was really what I wanted to get out of my chest. I don't know if this video would be helpful to you. I just wanted you to listen to me rambling on about, hey, this is a good show, you should watch it! Or something like that. Man, this is an end of an era, and things are gonna change. Well, not that much, but there are other things to look forward to, and yeah, I don't have any words to say. What are the words? What are the words? Attack on Titan is the kind of anime that just leaves you with nothing but speechlessness. I'm absolutely speechless of how magnificent the show was. The music was phenomenal, and seeing Mikasa's crying was heartbreaking. And I would never be the same. But there's always a fandom! And there's always fan arts and fan stories to ease my mental health and depression. And hopefully this video is to your liking. I don't know if this video will help you with anything else, but hopefully it will. I want to share my perspective with you, so yeah, hopefully there's other shows that can heal my broken heart with an emptiness that will never be the same, and hopefully will fill the void in my empty heart. But anyways, that is the end of the video. I hope you liked the video. Make sure you smash the like button, and make sure you burst that like button, and make sure you smash that subscribe button. Anyways, I will see you later, and I hope you have a good day, and I will hope you have sweet melons, and sweet watermelon, and sweet ice cream. And yeah, I hope you have a good day. Bye! the next video.